Hello, everyone. I see we've got quite a few very prompt joiners. Thank you for joining so quickly. We thought we'd actually kick off pretty promptly today to acknowledge all the people that are very organised and join meetings on time. And also because some of the beginning is sort of introductions, and we've got lots and lots to talk about, and we want to make sure we get through it. So before I start, I just want to say a massive hello and welcome to our latest distribution engine release webinar. So as I mentioned, we've got 30 minutes and lots to get through. Hopefully you've had a chance to look at the agenda. So we're going to kick off with the star of the show, Distribution Engine's Panda release. What we're releasing that's new, what's improved, and how you can get the most out of it. Then we're going to give you a bit of a advanced preview of Booking Engine, which is our new Salesforce-native scheduling app. It's a skinny version of that already on the App Exchange, but we've been doing lots and lots of work, and there's lots coming soon. So we wanted to show you what's coming. Then we wanted to wrap up the presentation with a bit of a heads up on what's coming next for Distribution Engine and Booking Engine with the roadmap. And then we should have time for a bit of question and answer. So if any questions come up as we're going through, please feel free to add them in the chat. And I see a few of you have been introducing yourself there already, so that's fantastic. And we'll get to those at the end. Last of all, a bit of a heads up, this session's being recorded, and we are going to share the recording afterwards, so that will go to everyone that's come, and those that maybe something cropped up and they weren't able to join. So you will get these slides after the call. So let's get started. So who are the speakers today? So first of all, we've got Toms. Give us a little wave, Toms. There we go. He is our brilliant customer success engineer. And if any of you have ever needed a bit of help fine-tuning your lead routing or getting more from Distribution Engine, then the chances are you have already crossed paths with Tom's and benefited from all of his experience and insights and expertise in Distribution Engine. Joining him is Charlie, our fabulous product manager, also giving us a little wave. Thanks, Charlie. So he's our product manager for both our products and very much lives and breathes the world of product. And he's really been at the heart of the Panda release, but also he's really the person that's turned a bit of a vague idea into reality with our new Booking Engine product. So I know he's really excited to show you that. And then last of all, there's me. I'm head of product at NC Squared, and my main responsibility is really to set the vision for our product and make sure that we continue to solve your biggest problems tomorrow and then hopefully for many, many years into the future. Right, so enough of the preamble. I shall now hand over to Toms to talk a bit about the Panda release.
Thank you, Bella. Hi, everyone. So yeah, let's talk Panda. So Panda is the latest release of Distribution Engine, released earlier this month. So what have we built for you? So first, the headline feature of the release, dynamic team members. We'll take a closer look at this in a moment, but in short, this allows you this allows for team members to be automatically added or removed from teams in DE based on fields that they have on their Salesforce user record. Next up, usability improvements. So this is a major focus now and moving forward. So we don't want to drop them in all at once. So you'll see incremental improvements in usability moving forward. So some examples that you'll probably see in my sneak preview in my demo already. So some of the examples, improved text readability, consistent link formatting. And then there's some other small but important additions. So for example, remove user API. So users can now be added and removed as team members via API. We have merged the add team member and add and configure options when adding new team members from the UI. So we've sort of left the better of the two, add and configure, as the way to now add team members in Distribution Engine. You'll find the full list of the new features released in the knowledge base. I'll share a link to that at the end of this section. So let's take a closer look at dynamic team members. So why did we build this? We've heard from a lot of you, especially those at larger orgs, that team member management takes up a lot of your time. Team members join, leave, change remits, etc. And for every one of those changes, you need to make adjustments to your teams in DE. So what have we built and how does it work? Now you're able to set up rules that run periodically that automatically add or remove team members based on the fields that they have in their Salesforce user record. For example, you might have a field that denotes what division they're in. So if that rule then evaluates to true, they'll now be automatically added to the team. And then maybe if their division changes further down the line and that's reflected on their Salesforce user record in that field, then they'll be automatically removed from that team. So this should result in a lot less manual work for you keeping teams up to date. So let's take a closer look at this in a live demo, which is not scary at all. So we are here in Distribution Engine. I'm looking at my SDR team East here. I have a few team members in the team already, so these were added in the way that's existed up until now, so sort of through the Add Team Members button here. But what I want to do next is I want to add a few more team members in this team, but I want that to be automated. I want that to happen because they're my SDRs, and I have a field on their Salesforce record that indicates that. So the way I can do that is in the team settings, there is now a new subtab called Dynamic Team Members. And this is where I can add in the rules that are going to do this. I'll give my rule a name, super creative, add SDR. Then I'll go through the steps to do this. So this is kind of where the magic happens. This is where you add in the filters to sort of select which team members should be automatically created in my org. And I think this is a standard Salesforce field department. But here I see all the fields I have in my Salesforce user record. And of course, you'll see all the different fields you have in your Salesforce user records. I'm going to use department, then the operator in the middle. So this construct should look very familiar to you if you're using filters anywhere in Distribution Engine. And if you're using Distribution Engine, you are. And I'll type in here SDR. So what this means, what this says is that this rule would expect the value in this department field on the user record to be SDR. You can add in multiple rows of filters here, add in custom logic with ands and ors. But for this example, I don't need that. I'll just keep it simple. And all I need is the department to equal SDR on the user record. There's an option to create them inactive. So maybe when you're setting this up for the first time, you want to see how this would work, or maybe your process requires you to not create your team members active. There's an option here. So let's go through the next steps. Just like when adding team members through the team members list there, you can copy setup over from another team member, so you don't really have to start from scratch every time. So let's say these new SDRs that I'm adding, let's say most of their attributes are the same as, let's say, Casey in the team, who already is a team member. So I'm going to select them as the template. So when I go into the next step, you see that their working hours are already populated for these new team members. I can, of course, override it here if I want. I can then, of course, override it further down the line, but this gives you a good starting point, so you don't have to start from scratch. So, of course, configure their working hours. Same with waiting. So this is taken over from Casey's setup, but I could override it here or keep it as is. And then really this final screen is what's sort of really new. You can see that I have the 5 team members displayed here that we saw earlier in the team members list. But what we can see here is there's a few new users here. So I have Alaya, Lincoln, and my own user. That what this is saying, these are going to be added dynamically as dynamic team members. And what this says here is that they are to be created. So that means that they don't currently exist as team members in this team at all. So if I save this rule, toggle it on, a process will happen where the rule is going to run and then dynamically add or remove team members depending on your settings. Something to note is that this process runs periodically. So when you set this up, don't expect it to happen instantly. In my org, it's configured to run every 10 minutes. So you can see that here. This frequency can be changed under advanced settings, under distribution settings. 10 minutes is the quickest that can be configured to happen, but you can sort of slow it down. You could have it every hour, every day, so whatever you need. So right now, I would sort of need to wait 10 minutes to see this rule actually happen. So what I did yesterday is I set up the same rule in my other team, my SDR team West. If we go into the rule, I'll show you it is the same rule. Department equals SDR, and it's been running ever since. So if we go into my team members list, we can see that Alaya, Lincoln, and my own user are all a part of this team now. There is a reminder up here that says dynamic teams, our team members are enabled and processing every 10 minutes. That's just if you're noticing a new team member and you forgot you've done that, then you'll know why. And if we quickly look into the team members history here, we can see that these 3 users were created yesterday when I set this up, and the process that did it was the dynamic team members. So it says dynamically created team member Alaya, Lincoln, and myself. So yeah, so this should hopefully save you a lot of time, so you don't have to manage your team members manually, especially if you already have this data on their Salesforce record. So when you onboard somebody new, you update it on their Salesforce record, and then they're dynamically added or removed to the team in Distribution Engine without you needing to then come in here and do that sort of repeated work. So that's dynamic team members. What to do next? Some of you are already running the Panda release. Great to see. Let us know what you think. If you haven't upgraded yet, you can do that now. Head to the App Exchange, search for Distribution Engine, and hit the Get It Now button. As you already have Distribution Engine installed, that will prompt an upgrade. If you don't want to do that yourself, sit back, relax. We'll upgrade it for you. Keep an eye out for an email from our support team with sort of the scheduled window for your upgrade. If that doesn't work for you, that sort of time slot that's been offered, just let the team know. Or generally, if you have any questions around the upgrade, just please reach out, support@ncsquared.com, and we'll be super happy to help. And any questions, just let us know.
Okay, now Charlie, you're on.
Okay, thank you, Bella. So I'm going to be giving you guys a brief update on Booking Engine. Some of you may already know that we've launched our second product, Booking Engine, into beta this year. For those of you who don't know, Booking Engine is our scheduling tool, and it's designed to streamline your booking processes, saving you from diary juggling, sprinkler spreadsheets, and hurried Slack messages trying to book something. It's Salesforce-native, so there's no third-party integrations you guys will have to deal with. You can perform your handovers directly from the record that you're working on without even leaving Salesforce. For those of you who have been aware of Booking Engine, we have a few new things to show you guys. We've got customizable email invites, integration with Distribution Engine Classifier, and most excitingly, the ability to make and share personal booking links using our feature Book With Me. So I'm going to give you guys a very quick demo of what we've been up to. So, as I mentioned, this is entirely Salesforce-native. We're in our lead here, Ms. Emma Frost, and for this scenario, let's say that I'm an SDR, and I'm handing over to our AA team. To begin the handover process, it's as simple as clicking the Create Booking button on the Booking Engine widget on the side panel here, and then we select which type of booking we want to perform. In this case, I've only got 2 examples. I've got the demo and the onboarding. Obviously, you can create as many booking types as you need for the services you guys are offering. So when we've selected our booking type, we can choose which host we want to be using. In this case, we have the option of the next up host, which is using a round robin to go around the team and distribute fairly, or we can pick another host that isn't in the round robin. As mentioned, this is just one configuration. There are many different options you get to choose from when setting up your booking type. In this case, I'm going to pick my colleague Jess, and as you can see on the right-hand side here, the calendar has been populated with her diary information. You can see for 10:30 and 11 tomorrow, she's obviously busy, so we can't book a meeting at that time, but she looks free at 10 a.m., so we're going to go ahead and book that. We've got the guest email that your agent can confirm on the phone. We're pulling that directly from the record, in this case, the lead. Here we're using my email address. You can send additional invites to anyone else who wants to join the meeting, and we'll automatically populate your meeting details with a meeting platform. So we support Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and Zoom. The first new thing I'm going to show you guys today is the ability for your agents to edit content. This really lets you kind of personalize or alter things just before they go out the door. So in this case, perhaps let's just change NC squared to minor, give it a bit of that personal touch. When we click book, the invite goes to your attendee. So in this case, Emma Frost. A notification will also go to your host, in this case, Jess, to let her know that a new meeting has been booked. Just bear with me 1 second. So we do have the invite that's just come through. So you can see here, We've got the invite that we sent through, plus my change of my name at the bottom, and the ability, which is also new, to cancel and reschedule from the attendees side. So should you want to offer that functionality, that is now something your attendees will be able to do. Should you want to cancel and reschedule from the kind of organizational side, you can use the cancel and reschedule buttons on the widget over here. So on to the next new feature that I'm going to be showing you guys today, and that's the integration with the distribution engine classifier. So you might know that the distribution engine classifier is a powerful tool as part of distribution engine that lets you categorize and sort information in order to optimize routing. We're really happy to bring that kind of functionality into Booking Engine and really deliver the power of that kind of organization into your kind of booking assignments too. So the first thing to call out is that in your filter section, you'll be able to filter based on territory, lead matching, and custom classification. So in this case, we're using distribution engine territories to say this booking type is only available to customers who are in the East Coast of the US. If you're in the West Coast, you will not get the option of being able to use this booking type. This is great for segmenting your sales team by geography. We also have custom classification that we've pulled out here. So in this case, I've used custom classification to generate something for ICP tier. Custom classification really lets you kind of group things in whatever makes sense for your business. Maybe that's product line, maybe that's tiering, maybe that's some other kind of segmentation. In this case, I'm just using it to say anything that's been classified into ICP tier 1 or 2 could use this booking type. And if it isn't a part of our ICP, this booking type isn't going to be shown to those users. Finally, the last place that we can use the classifier in Booking Engine is in the related owner field. So this uses lead matching. So in this case, you'll be able to look up to lead accounts or contacts that have been matched to the leads and be able to direct the host of the meeting to be one and the same as the host who's already the user who's already dealing with the account lead or contact that's been matched. That's really, really useful for making sure that one person is delivering continuous care across all of those touch points with that customer. One last thing to show just while I'm on this page is another enhancement we've made around emails, and that's the ability to draw in fields from the record that you're booking with. So in this case, we've got the lead's first name and also details from the host's name as part of the booking. Bringing these in, just adding a little bit more personalization, even if your agents don't want to edit it before it goes out the door, you'll be seeing things with first names rather than kind of a generic, hey, dear first name, last name kind of thing. So the last thing I'm going to show you guys is Book With Me. So as mentioned, that's your kind of personal booking link. This really lets your agents share their link with your customers, and they'll be able to click through and book at a time that's convenient for them. It's got all the same kind of functionality as the handover booking. So we've got description, duration, the ability to create a Salesforce event, and my bookable hours. But obviously, this is just for me. So this isn't going on a round robin or going around the team. So you'll see there that URL is incredibly long. We're working on making that a lot shorter for the production version. This is just for our internal demo. So as a client, this is the screen that I would see. And let's just type in some fake information for my booking. And you can see here that we're able to, again, pick date and time, very similar to the one we just saw internally on Salesforce. This is obviously external on the web. As you can see, it's a little bit more pared down. You can't select who you're going to book with at this point because this is my booking link. This is just for me. And you can't change the meeting platform. That will all be done on the host settings. But you can see here that we are still directly pulling from Google Calendar and seeing that I can't book over my meeting I have at 12 tomorrow. In this case, I'm going to pick 10 a.m., click Save. And as usual, I get a notification as the booker to say, hey, your meeting's gone through. And as the host, you'll be notified to say, someone's booked in with you. That's all I've got to show you today from Booking Engine. I really hope that was useful for you guys. But if you're interested in finding out a little bit more, please do reach out to us. But for now, I think that's back to yourself, Bella.
Thanks, Charlie. So, the third part of our agenda is we wanted to talk a little bit about what's coming up next. So all the things on the left, the green, is all the things you've just seen, either from Distribution Engine or from Booking Engine with Charlie's demo. The things in Booking Engine are going to be coming soon to the App Exchange. We're just going through some fairly rigorous security testing just to make sure all those external services don't introduce any vulnerabilities and everything's bulletproof. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what's coming next and then next or later for Distribution Engine, and just pull out a couple of highlights. So first of all, next on Distribution Engine, some of you, hopefully lots of you, will be aware of the assignment process viewer. We're going to be doing some work on that to help make it more discoverable, because we're aware it's a little hidden away, and to improve the usability. And what this will enable you to do is visualize how records are flowing through your teams and distributors and the sources that they're coming from. The other key thing we're looking at next for Distribution Engine is a manager console. So this is something that we've had a lot of feedback from all of you on. And what we want to do is create a place where managers can go and just to one place and get a really clear view of key real-time stats and assignments, and also the ability to do some team management in there as well. After that, the next sort of 2 or 3 things that we wanted to highlight today were integrations with Distribution Engine. So we're aware that a lot of you you've chosen Distribution Engine, which is a product that addresses a specific area of the RevOps life cycle in your organizations. And we know that you've got lots of other products in that, and we're really keen to think about how we can make the integration between these various parts work better for you. So if you've got any applications you're using that you'd love to see a tighter integration on, please do let us know. That would be fantastic. The other thing is deduplication. Again, something that's sometimes a little hard for people to find. People don't always realize we even do it. So we want to make sure that that's a little easier to find and enhance the existing functionality a bit on that. We're also exploring options to partner with some of the best-in-class deduplication providers to give you the option to get an even better service on that if your organization needs that. And then last but not least, I wanted to highlight the usability thread, which Tom's mentioned, and it's in next, and it's also in later. We've been doing a lot of work to improve our design system, to improve the look and feel, the ability to navigate easily, and make it the application just generally more usable. The thing we want to get to later is then once we've got, and you're going to see those enhancements drop little and often over the next few releases. The thing we want to get to is where we then start going and looking at specific features, things like weighting and caps, we've sometimes heard some of you struggle to use, and making sure that they're as usable as possible. So that's what's coming up next for DE. Really interested in any feedback or comments, so please don't be shy, let us know. And I will now hand over to Charlie to talk a bit about what's coming next with Booking Engine.
Thanks, Bella. I'm just going to pull out a few key pieces here. So first of all, custom branding. You saw the book with me page I just had there. Obviously, we hope it looks nice, but we really can see the importance in getting your logo on book with me pages, also on reminder emails that we're going to be sending out, really so that your customers know who it's coming from and that you've got that kind of brand trust going on. Tags in Booking Engine from Distribution Engine. So being able to use skill and attribute-based routing, much as you do in Distribution Engine, for Booking Engine. Really being able to do things like skill and language-based routing we can see being really powerful in Booking Engine. Finally, and I just mentioned it there, reminders, the ability to set custom reminder emails to attendees before booking. Obviously, we hope that reduces no-shows, or at least gives you as much notice as possible. Into the later section, I just wanted to call out lead matching and Book With Me Salesforce update. I think there's something really interesting there that we can do about reconciliation of bookings. So when you're doing a booking, you're using Book With Me, you're getting their name, you're getting their organization. We really think that there's something we can do leveraging power of Distribution Engine and the power of Booking Engine in order to reconcile that kind of orphaned event and bring that back in line with your Salesforce data. So if that name or that organization already exists, making sure that that booking that's created is assigned back to the existing Salesforce record. Finally, and very excitingly, we're looking at web forms as well. This will be providing the capability to allow the right customers, when qualified via a web form, to book a meeting directly with one of your agents from your website. Simple as that. So I'm very excited to get into those. So back to yourself, Bella.
Thanks, Charlie. So that brings us to the end of our presentation today, and we've got just over 5 minutes to have a look at some of these questions. So thanks so much, everyone, for putting them out. Then let's dive straight in. If anyone's got any extras, please feel free to put them in. If we don't get to them, we'll send out a response later so that you will get your answers to that. So let's take it in the order they arrive. So first of all, Swati, thank you very much. Is there a limit to how many members we can add to the team dynamically? Is there a specific maximum number? So Tom's and Charlie, any thoughts on that? Just one Tom's, I think.
Yeah, I can answer that. The feature itself doesn't necessarily have a limit how many it can add, but there is a limit overall how many team members can be in one team, which I think by default is 250. Of course, if through this process the team member will be receiving a license for the first time, then that's also something to keep in mind. You have the required number of licenses to then add these team members in, but there are processes in place to sort of manage that as well.
Thanks very much, Toms. So next, another one from Swati. If we toggle it off, will all the members under that rule be automatically removed from the team? Tom, this one for you again.
Yeah, correct. You're right. That will be removed. Correct.
Fantastic. Thank you. So next we have a question from Aditya. Apologies if I'm pronouncing names incorrectly. Will enabling the dynamic team feature cause any compatibility issues with our existing setup? Toms.
Nothing major I can think of immediately. So there are a few features that you might need to sort of go in and adjust after you've added them in. So for example, adding in if there's any sort of caps, anything like that that you need to add in. But I can't really think of anything else.
Thank you very much. Good. When we have a question from Neetu, and Charlie, I think this one might be one for you. Does the distribution engine provide any reports to track dynamic team effectiveness or rule coverage?
So we haven't added anything specifically with dynamic team members. Obviously, we'd be quite interested to work with you and learn what you'd like to report on there so we can expand our offerings. If you're just looking for kind of more general performance offerings, we do have the performance page as part of team members. But please do get in touch, or we'll get in touch with you, because I'd really love to find out what you'd like to be reporting on there.
Thank you very much. And then we have a question from Ryan. So again, for you, I think, Charlie, will we be able to use the personal booking engine link in an email template to the customers?
Yes, of course. So the link is accessible from anywhere on the World Wide Web. So you can put it in your emails, you can put it in your Salesforce templates. It will work from wherever. So that page that I booked from is not a Salesforce-authenticated page. It can be shared with your end customers.
Well, we absolutely flew through those. So I think we're finished. So if no one's got any other questions, I will just highlight that Entity Squared is going to Dreamforce. So myself, Charlie, and Thomas will be there, and a few other people. So if you're going, we would love to catch up. So following this meeting, there'll be links, these links that we put here. So don't worry about not being able to click on them now, but please do let us know, and we can book some time to catch up on anything you like, talk about roadmaps, specific problems. There'll be a few different people there, so we can do that. Also, Charlie and myself are staying on for a few days after the following week. So if anyone's based in California, we're up for traveling within reason. And so do let us know, and perhaps we can come, and even if you're not going to Dreamforce, we can come meet you in your office and have a deep dive or catch up on anything you'd like to. So again, do let us know. Let's move on. So I think all that remains is just to say thank you very, very much to everyone for joining. We hope that you're excited about what's coming through in the Panda release and also potentially Booking Engine. As I mentioned, the recording will come out very shortly with a few of the key links and contact details that were in these slides. As always, if you have any follow-up questions, I think you all know how to get in touch. Please do reach out. And that's it from us. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your days. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.